Hey guys, it's me again. I'm gonna try to redo the Resident Evil Revelations review, but instead I'm just gonna read my text review 'cause I just think that'll be faster and easier instead of doing this. So yeah, here we go. Okay, this is. Keep in mind it's gonna be really long because there's at least 17 or 18 parts in this review, so I'll just yeah. So this is probably gonna be at least a 2-part video, if not more. Okay, here we go. This is from my text review, as you can see. I know you can't really see that well, but it's right there. But I did upload to like part 4, I believe, for the text review, but I just think it would be easier, so we'll just Although now it seems like it'll read it, but I'll just talk instead. Or, just read my text review. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I just beat Resident Evil Revelations, so here's my review on it. Before I go into the review, let me say this is one of the best Resident Evil games in a long time. Okay, the story is about Pt1, this terrorist group that attacks the city. This city, sorry. Hang on. Called Terra Grigia. That's what the city's called. That's out in the Meridian Sea, I think how you say it. After they show up a year later. Oh yeah, after that they show up a year later, even though everybody thought they died. But there's more to it than meets the eye. Wink, wink. No, I'm just kidding. I'll leave it at that. Don't want to ruin the story. Also, the story is kind of slow for the first half of the game. For me, it was anyway. Okay, now I gotta go to part 2. Okay, here you go. But the second half of the game, they make up for it big time. So basically, the first part of it's slow, but they make up for the slow start of the game. The second half of the game, which is like chapter 6, I believe, because there's like 12 chapters. So yeah, about chapter 6, the story gets a lot better. For big time. Before I go any further, Resident Evil Revelations is on the Nintendo 3DS. Funny how it's one of the best Resident Evil games in the franchise, and it's part of the main games. Happens between Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 5, and that. Hang on, I gotta go down. And that it's on a handheld anyway. Gameplay. Here's the gameplay. The gameplay is one of the best parts in this game. The top screen is where the gameplay happens. The lower screen has your inventory and your map together. It works very well, I might add. The corners of the lower screen have you. Okay, let's go to part 3. The corners of the lower screen have your inventory, like your guns and etc. While the rest of the lower screen has your map. Works really well. Okay, the aiming and shooting is like Resident Evil Survivor from the PS1 to the PS2, depending if you played number 2, because it was never released in US. It was released in, I think, Europe and Japan, I think, but I know for a fact it wasn't released in USA. Anyway, what that means is the shooting and aiming are done first person, like Modern Warfare 3 or etc. While the exploration and going around to find things are in third person, like Dead Space 1 or 2 or Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 5. The shooting. Oh, before I go any further, there is a third person view for shooting. You just go into your options and on the second page on the main And the options go to the second page, and you can change your aiming to third person if you want. All right, because I didn't know this, so I did my whole first playthrough in first person. So, but the shooting and aiming take a while to get used to since you're playing. The shooting and the shooting and aiming take a while to get used to since you're playing on a handheld system, and you have to get used to the controls. And the controls can be hard to get used to, since you're in a handheld now. At least they were for me anyways. But you'll get used to it with time. If you want, you could play with the Circle Pad Pro, which is Before I go any further, I will show you what it looks like. Big fat hands. I know you can't really see it, but I'll do another video after this with lights on. You can see it better. But you can get the Circle Pad Pro, or buy the Circle Pad Pro if you want. You'll get when you buy your 3DS with Resident Evil Revelations. Let's see. I gotta see where I left off. You'll get used to it. Or you'll buy with the 3DS. That it makes it bigger and easier to handle. Because you saw how big it was. You just put your 3DS in there, and yeah, it gets a lot easier to hold and stuff. Okay, so it makes it bigger and easier to hold, and your hands won't get tired or cramped up. Helps me a lot. That Circle Pad Pro also gives you one more analog stick and an R2 and L2 button. So it's like a controller in your hand. Alright, on to part 5. Yeah, this is a lot better. I'll just do this from now on. It makes it like a controller in your hand. I just use it to hold my 3DS in, so it's easier to hold. They only let you have one type of control scheme, which is Type D, where you use both the analog sticks, one to move and one to move the camera. For me, it was too hard to fight enemies while trying to deal with the camera, so I just used the control scheme Type A, which is just you're using your 3DS for everything, and also the deflate one, from the start, from the get-go, right when you start playing it. Using your 3DS for everything, and using the one analog stick to control the moving of your character and the camera. That worked out the best for me. I also part 6. I'll do part 6 in my part 2 of this video. So I will be right back. On to part 6. Yeah, that's a lot better.